What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Capsule. We are here with the wonderful Jenny Lou.
Whoop, whoop.
And we have also Sophia in the house.
Ooh, hello.
No, come on, give us a more enthusiastic one.
Hello.
Yeah. Exactly the same thing twice. So, Jen, have you seen this woman street fighter show that we were talking about?
No.
You haven't seen it at all? Nope. Have you heard about it?
Nope.
Nothing about it?
Nope.
At all?
Nope.
Sophia, you know a little bit?
A little bit.
So the woman street fighter, is that the name of it? That is definitely like a translation. Like in Korean, that probably sounds fire.
Yeah.
And then they've just translated it to English as like woman street fighter. So it's a dance reality show, basically, that happens in South Korea. Okay. And it's like huge. Like the YouTube clips are like on millions, like over 1 million. Not every clip, but like that level of like, that level of big. And I think it's on... Like it's once a week on Korean TV.
Okay.
Is that, that's correct?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And basically it's like, it started off as like an all women dance competition. So it's like all the crews are all women.
Okay.
And they have like, from what I understand, I'm doing my best K dance. What's K-pop, but for dance? K-dance.
K-dance, no?
K-dance.
I think
Is that a thing?
Yeah, K-people.
I'm doing my best, guys, because it's all in Korean. But from what I understand, they have like different challenges each week. So it's not just like dance and then like, you know, like how Britain's Got Talent is kind of like...
Is it like America's Best Dance Crew, but Korea?
I think so. But America's Best Dance Crew is still, from what I remember, is very like... You have challenges, but it's still to do a performance in a way. Like each week is a full performance, but it might be like with a prop or something. Whereas this one, I think it's more like they can do like little moments of like not all of them are full combos, if that makes sense. Or like not all of them are like a full routine.
It's not like a 5-minute set.
Sometimes, or it can be like, you know, there's this artist like choreographed to their song, or it could be like come up with your own set or this or that. It's like loads of different challenges.
Or like the team choreograph for others' team, like the episode that I watched, like they had like like they were paired up in each team, and like the other countries were teaching the teams from the other countries. So that they had like a challenge, and it was like a thing of like, oh, like there was the worst pair of like the class and the best pair of the class, and everyone was like creating like drama around it.
But if you're in the team, wouldn't you just like be terrible on purpose when they choreographed?
No, because you want to be the best.
Yeah, like the aim is to be the best. Like someone teach you a choreo, and like it's who does it the best. Basically.
I thought it's like who choreographs the best. I'd be like,
no. It's someone teaches everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it like they have a challenge every week and then a performance? Do they do both?
From what I can see on the clips, I don't know whether it's like a performance every week.
Right.
It like there's other stuff happens, but like there's like a performance moment, but whether it's like a full piece every week, I don't know. But the thing that I think is interesting about this is like this is kind of, we've spoken about this in other ways on the pod in different topics, but it's like this, in a way, the competition aspect is the same as what we have in the battle scene, right? Like, so when we have crew battles, when we have like Just Taboo or something like that, it's like Just Taboo's huge. It's like a 2v2 freestyle battle. And it's like, we tune in to watch the videos of the performances and stuff like that. But the thing with this is like, it's the storytelling that makes the competition more exciting. There's a reality show aspect of it in a way. Like, with this one, it's very reality show. Like you zoom in on the face,
drama.
Yeah. And it's like you zoom in on the faces, and they're like, "Ooh, like."
They all stay in like rooms together and stuff, and like, you know, like they film them in the room talking to each other, and they're like, "Oh my god, did you see this?"
In fact, you would probably love it, like all the stuff you watch. But it's like the thing that's cool is like, when you know the backstories of all the dancers, you know, whether or not it's like a bit manufactured or whatever, when you feel like you know their story, you know the crew, you know the dynamics, those battles become way more interesting. And it's like, that's what I think we miss in terms of bringing a bigger audience for what we do in the battle scene. Because it's like, I've said this before, but it's like, imagine my mum came to watch a battle. And there's two people battling in the finals of Just Taboo or whatever it is. And it's like, she's like, okay, cool, tell me about this battle. Like, why does this one matter? And it's like, I mean, they're both friends. It doesn't really matter. Like, It doesn't really matter. Like if one of them loses, there'll be another battle next week and it's all fine. Like there's no like stakes behind it. And then when there is a moment where it's like, oh, these like, you know, with the Le Twins and Stella and Diablo, and it's like at Just Taboo, and it's like they met in the first round. Like last time they met, it was also at Just Taboo, and they won, and now they want the revenge, and they don't like each other because of this or what. All right, now we have a battle that everybody's interested in. The clip got loads of views on YouTube, and it's like, that's what makes anything sports. Like when we talk about, like, you know, we were talking about the Knicks being in the NBA Eastern Conference playoffs, right? And it's like, the way I made you interested in that is to be like, they haven't been here in like 20 years. If they get through, it means this happened, so that means that. And like all the backstory is what makes sports exciting. And it's the same with like anything competitive. So I think what the women's Street Fighter thing does really well, and that's probably why it's so big and why so many people are tuning in. I'm sure dance is already huge in Korea, but it's like, if that you understand the story, then the dance of it is like way more exciting. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I think it's like, that's kind of the appeal of reality shows in general, of just like kind of looking at the drama, because it's like, to a certain extent, I feel like with reality TV, it's like the concept doesn't even matter. Like it's just kind of seeing how things play out, the
dynamics,
how things unfold throughout, and like who's gonna betray who's gonna backstab who's gonna like create an alliance and then undo it later. So I think it's like, that's what people like to watch, like, and then the outcome is almost like not irrelevant, but like I think people care about the drama more than they care about who win. Because it's like, if I think of stupid, or not to say this is stupid, but if I think of like reality shows that I've watched, it's like most of the time I can't even remember like who won, or like who ended up marrying who. Love is Blind, I see you.
But you don't see
but yeah, so, but it's interesting. Is there any, like, is it quite commercial? Like, is it street dance, or
it is commercial? But now that, so originally it was Women's Street Fighter, and they had like, it was mostly Korean teams. This season, the current season, is World of Women's Street Fighter, and it's 6 teams that are international. So I think there's 2 from Tokyo, 2 from Japan, Osaka and Tokyo.
There's New Zealand Royal Family
from New Zealand,
Australia, but I don't know
and there's
team it is.
Australia, I forget the name of them. And then there's a US team which has like, you know, Marley Hightower, she's a choreographer, and Logistics is in it, and who else? There's a couple of other people that are recognized from the US team, but the US team is like, you know, people that we would know. So yeah, like now it's a bit like they're kind of spreading it internationally.
Here's a question: if you guys got invited to go do a dance reality show, would you do it?
Probably.
Would you?
It depends, because like the amount of views and stuff, that is it, like Marley Hightower had a thing where she had this battle, like it was like a one-on-one moment battle, and it got really heated like on the show, and it was like a drama thing, and like that moment has like gone viral, and like everyone was talking about it, and like, so it's like, for that, it's like, it's probably like raises your profile loads, and especially if you're trying to make your career as a dancer, like having that amount of viewership is like crazy.
And also I like that it's like different from like just like the competition where you just you come perform your choreography and like that's it, and you just wait for the result. Whereas here, like every week they have like the challenges where like even if they come as a team, like they have to do like solo things or like partners
so
things.
You get recognized.
You kind of have to like build something with your team to trust each other to like go forward.
This goes back to the storytelling, because that from a TV perspective, that thing of like having solo moments or duo is like for you as an audience to understand each character more. Like, and the more you understand each character, the more exciting it is when they're in a crew or whatever. And I think this is actually what we do. People that are into the battle scene, this is what we love about it, because it's like, you know, when you have like the Ruggeds battle someone else, right? You're not just going, oh, look, here's a B-boy crew, but you're like, oh, because Lee's dope and Neek's dope, but he's like an old school guy, Lee's the new school guy, and then this and this, and then like you understand all the story and all the characters in this TV show, which is our life, you know. And then it's like, and even when I was younger and I didn't know any of these people personally, it was still like my friends would be like, oh, this is top 9 and that guy is known for this and that guy is known for this. So when they battle, I'm like, you know, for example, it's like one crew comes out and does a head spin and I'm like, oh, but isn't it? They've got the best headspin guy on the other, and they're like, yeah, oh my God, what's going to happen next? Like, why are they doing the headspin when the other team have got the headspin guy? And it's like, the more you have this story, the more you're excited by it, if that makes sense. So I think all that to say is like, I feel like there's lessons that we could take from this in terms of marketing wise, of like, it would be sick if like, I mean, it's happening slowly of like having interviews with the dancers and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you know, I always think of stuff like, even just a simple fix of like, imagine we did a prelim. You know, it's like sometimes like, say for example, Battle Bad, the prelims are on a separate day from the finals. It's like Saturday's prelim day, Sunday is the thing. What if it was a week apart? What if it was like, you know, and obviously there's logistical challenges, but let's say on Saturday, the previous week, you do the prelims, you choose your top 16. Then there's a week, and then the next week, Sunday, is the finals. But in that week, you're doing marketing with you put out the matchups, and then you're making interviews like, oh, so Jen, you've got to battle Sophia in the first round next week. Like, what are you doing to prepare? And you're like, yeah, well, she's weak at this, so I'm going to work on. And then Sophia's like, oh yeah, I saw that interview. Like, she thinks I'm weak at this. I'm going to smoke. Like, and then now I want to come to the Sunday because I'm like, oh, they've been talking shit all week. Like, you know, even doing little like promo stuff of like going into the training of like, oh yeah, and then Jen's like, well, if I beat Sophia first round, it means second round, if that person wins, and he probably will, that means I'm going to battle him. Like, now we have like a story, which we all know in the moment when like we see the lineup of the top 16 and we create stories in our head. We go, oh, Rubik's is versus blah, blah, blah first round. That means this, blah. But it's like, I think we as events and stuff could be leaning into it more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously there's a whole logistics of like money, like filming crews or whatever. But I feel like there's ways that we could tell these stories more, to not go reality show, but like clearly something's working of what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. I thought it was interesting.
Or like a dance Big Brother. Like
that would be cool. That, like, again, this is all logistics. Like if we had the money, and
it should have been when I lived at Cleveland Way.
Oh my God, yeah. This is like the place where she lived was like all the dancers in London stayed at this place.
Yeah, it was like I feel like that house could have been a reality show.
Just put some GoPros up.
Yeah.
But this is the type of thing where like, and you know, I'm not necessarily being critical, but you know the £100,000 prize thing when like Snipes and Nike and they did it Beyond Doubt. I'm like, if I had $100,000 to put in a battle, this is where I would put the money, not in
the prize, the production.
Because for me, and everyone cussed me out when I said this, but I was like, okay, once you reach a certain amount of money, you're not getting any more people than you would have got, right? So you got all these big heavy hitters because there was $100,000, right? I think all those big heavy hitters still would have entered for $10,000. If it was a $10,000 prize money, you still get Nelson and Majid. You still get these. I don't think any of them are going $5,000 each, or even like, let's say make it $20,000. $10,000 each for a 2-on-2 battle. Like, no, any of those people aren't turning that down, I don't think. So now you take $80,000 and you say, right, everyone in the prelims, you're going to stay in a house together for 3 days before the battle. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can do all this type of shit with that money. Now you create a whole thing around it. No?
Yeah, but I think it's like you're going to easily bust 100 though. For
sure. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Yeah. That's where I would have put. But again, it's like, this is.
But I hear you.
When I spoke to the organizer of the 100K, like his thing was like saying, and I spoke about this on the pod, but his thing was saying, if somebody wins a battle, like I don't want it to be like, all right, I win this battle to like even make my rent. He's like, I want to have a battle where the dancers work so hard, they deserve that. If they win my battle, they pay their rent for the year. They pay their car off for the year, whatever, you know? And I'm like, all right, that's actually like an honourable aim. So like, I'm not saying he shouldn't have done that. I'm just saying I would have maybe put the money in a different place.
But I hear you. I think it's like, but to do something like, you know, I mean, not that you're saying a reality TV show, but it's like for kind of people to want to go through the extra process of like they making the extra content whatnot. It's like the stakes have to be really high for like the motivation to be there to be like, okay, I have no choice but to do this. But
like motivation wise, but and then that's like the whole reason they can do all this and have them in the house is because they've got a ton of money behind the show.
But also, like you said, the concept of like reality TV is to like create kind of problems. So it's like, it would feel a bit staged of like I don't feel like putting dancers in a space for 3 days would actually like.
No, I know that was a kind of, but I think like, maybe not that, but there's ways to build the story.
I
mean, Dance Your Style did it. I have to say, last year in India, in the World Finals, they created these little films with all the top, I want to say top 8 from the main stage, or top 16. And when they got to the semis, it was like MT Pop, I forget who it was in the semis, MT Pop, Rubik, someone else. And before each semis, they played the two. So it was like they played MT Pop's one, and it's on the big screens, like before he even came on stage, and it was like, you know, I come from Vietnam and this and that and blah blah blah, and here's why I love dance, and here's why I want to win, and then they played the other guy's one, and then they came on stage. So now it's like a little bit of storytelling behind who we're about to watch. That would be great if it was before every battle, you know what I mean? And I think that's something that, you know, it's not that much extra budget to do before every battle.
Yeah.
But yeah. Speaking of competitions and crew competitions, in Holland, I mean America. Have you heard about this before I talk about it? So the International Dance League is here for the second time. Because Steezy, and I don't know if it's Steezy that made it, but it's in partnership at least with them. They announced this International Dance League in the States.
Yeah.
Now, the first thing to note is there is already an International Dance League in Holland.
Right.
I think it's somewhat different things. It's not the exact same thing. So the one in, I don't think, put this out there to be straight, I don't think the Steezy one stole the idea or the concept from the Holland team. However, it takes 10 seconds to Google that there's already an International Dance League with the name International Dance League. And, you know, I saw someone in the comments, because there's a few people that when it kind of came out that they were announcing this, going like, yo, there's already an International Dance League. And then someone in the comments was like, yeah, but it's like, you know, if in some places there's a, you know, like convenience stores could be called like fruit shop or something. And it's like, yeah, there's a fruit shop in different countries. It doesn't mean they copied the thing. And it's like, all right, that's not quite the same thing, because International Dance League is very specific of like a wording.
Yeah.
Secondly, it's not about like, oh, the name, like it's a different thing, so it doesn't matter. It's like you are a company with a big reach and loads of people are going to see this, and you're supposedly artists. Like I guarantee you those people that run International Dance League are like choreographers and dancers who have felt a way about, you know, if someone stole their choreography, they would feel a way about it. If someone, you know, took a video of theirs and reposted it without credit, they'd feel a way. If they didn't get credited for a music video, they'd feel a way. So it's like, and this is always my gripe with dancers, is like the stuff that they complain about, they then do to other people. And it's like, I'm not saying that they stole the thing from the Holland company, but what I'm saying is it doesn't take long to do your due diligence. Google it, just Google the name. And if you find another like arts organization that are trying to do something good for their scene that have the same name, hey, let's just change the wording slightly to not step on their toes. Like it's not that hard.
Yeah, but I'm sure that they looked it up. Exactly. I'm sure they knew it existed, but just decided to do it anyways.
Exactly, and that's what annoys me, because it's like I don't think they stole the concept at all, and I don't think they did it intentionally of like we're going to steal the name or we're going to steal their idea. I think they came up with it independently, but I do think it's like it's not hard to just be like, yo, let's not make life harder, so that when somebody Googles International Dance League, they find our big, huge choreo competition, and they don't find this Dutch like dance league that are trying to do something good for their scene.
What is the difference between the dance leagues?
Well, the one in America is like, I think the
choreo competition.
Yeah, it's a choreo competition.
Yeah.
So
you
it's
just
like
have like set crews at the beginning.
Yeah, so it's like they have, I think at the moment they have 6 crews from different places. I think Royal Family are in that one as well. It's similar to the South Korea one in the sense of it's like they have, from what I understand, they have 6 crews. They pair them up. They do like head-to-head kind of competition, but it's like choreographed pieces kind of thing. So it's like each crew has 20 dancers in it. So it's those big crews. And it's like a very, that kind of like LA, San Diego type of choreo dancing.
But I think, sorry, I'm just reading the thing now. And they say basically it's a choreography-based competition around the world, and they score points for each stop that they go to.
Yeah. So that's what makes it a league.
One competition. Yeah,
no, exactly. So
it's a series of competition.
Yeah, that they pick up points.
And I think what it is like, from what I understand, I could be wrong, but it's like each of the 6, like everybody competes in their town, if you know what I mean. So that's why it's a worldwide thing. They go to like the city, I guess, that they're, or at least the place where they're from. So yeah, they do different stops, and it's like, you know, they have these this competition. So it's like they do head to head. The first round is like they get paired up randomly, and then 3 get knocked out, and then the last one is like a 3-way battle for first, second, and third.
But it's like a crew, like you have to go like crew of 20 people against crew of 20 people.
Yeah, but it's choreographed. So it's not like battle, I get head to head. It's like you do your set, we do our set.
It's like who scores the higher.
Judges, exactly. Yeah. Which in essence is cool. Like there's a few bits of wording where they're like, for the first time ever, dancers in a league. And it's like, there's been dance leagues for a while now. Like it's so like, yeah, it's a bit of a bubble, but also it's marketing. So I get it. Like you do your marketing stuff, but it's like, there's been other dance leagues that have happened. Like Undisputed with breaking has been happening for the longest time.
But I think they meant more like as a
choreo.
Like
sure,
choreo.
But they just said it like, for the first time ever, dance teams will compete in a league, and it's like not really, but sure. So 2 things separately. I think I don't think, first of all, they stole the name or the concept from IDL or the International Dance League in Holland. Secondly, I do think they should have done better in researching this and not stepping on the toes of like another organization. That's the only thing. It's not oh, you stole it. It's but you should have just been a bit nicer about.
Yeah, because what is the Holland one? What is that league?
It's I don't know if you have the information there, but it's more like freestyle based.
Okay.
It's like battle events, and it's kind of like maybe similar to Kingdoms League. Like they pick up points.
I think
around
so.
The
right.
battles.
In fact, we're having a meeting with them. So,
but is it international?
I think.
Good question. Wait, I'm just reading.
I don't think not in the same way. It's not as big of a scale.
Yeah.
Why? What's a point you're?
Well, no, because if you're calling yourself International Dance League, but you're just operating in your country with mainly people from one country.
Yeah, but that doesn't
like it's like Kingdoms League. Let's say it's like kind of a UK focused one. So it's just like if you call that International League, then the whole
that doesn't negate the point of them stealing.
No. I know. But I'm just here. Like I'm just kind of looking at it from the perspective of like the devil's advocate, or
sure.
But of kind of saying like, oh well, you guys is a Netherlands thing. It's not like you're kind of focused there.
Yeah, but that doesn't give you permission to steal the name.
Yeah.
It's like, that I don't qualify your thing as international, therefore I'm going to take the name.
No, I don't think it's
like.
Yeah, but I just think it's like, I don't know. Maybe they were like, oh, what we do is different. So there's like difference enough so that even if we're called the same thing, what we do is different.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Like, I feel like in a team full of creative people, surely there is a creative name that could come from it. But
like Worldwide Dance League, like why does it have to it's so easy to change it. But the other thing is also like they trademarked it, I think, in the States, so it's different. Like, but this is again, you know, we talked about like copyrighting like dance moves, and everyone was like, how could this possibly be a bad thing? This is an example of how it could be a bad thing, because imagine if, I don't know the full details of International Dance League's business, but if they've been setting it up in Holland, they've been running it since 2019, I think, then they don't, if they haven't trademarked it.
Yeah.
Now, IDL come along because they're a bigger company with more money behind them. They trademark it, and now if they sue the Dutch ones, let's say, imagine it was like the trademark could be.
Yeah, then the Dutch ones will have to change their name.
Yeah, which is like, this is where, and they're dancers as well. It's not like that's just a corporate organization. So this is when I say we need to be careful about copywriting choreography and copywriting moves, is because it's like, this is the type of shit that happens when it's like, it's not clear cut and whatever. Anyway, I don't want to bang on too much about them stealing the thing. It'd be interesting to see how the competition goes. Whenever people announce stuff like this, you know, the old thing of like, if something's too good to be true, like it usually isn't. It's like, I always wonder, like with stuff like this, it's like, okay, this sounds amazing. Like you're gonna do these choreo things. You're gonna like travel to different countries. It's gonna build it builds up like the fan base. The league thing is, for me, is the future. Like I think that's how you make all of this shit dope. Like you don't make one competition. We've already started seeing it with like festivals. Like it used to be all the battle events were one day. Like you fly in, do everything on one day. Now everything's a festival. Everything's 3, 4, 5 days, multiple events, but multiple different, you know, battles on one day or whatever. And I think this is the whole thing about like, we're going to start building outwards rather than upwards, you know? And I think for me, the league thing is the future. It builds storytelling around it. There's a reason to care about each one because it means something for the next one. It allows you to like build an audience over time, which you need. You can't just you can't build an audience with one event a year.
Yeah.
Like you need multiple things. But it's just like, all right, how long is this going to keep going? How long are they going to pump that much money into this for? And who's sponsoring it? And, you know, so we'll see. I mean, I aside from the stealing the name due diligence stuff, I do hope this continues and builds, because I think the more we can, you know, get people interested in dance and have these big competitions, especially like, I don't want to say independent, because I don't think this is necessarily independent of corporate backing, but these more independent ones that aren't run by like a TV show or by, you know, a big company, I think that's really cool. Yeah, I think stuff like BC1, and I mean, I said that to the woman at BC1, but like, I think BC1 and Dance Your Style should turn into leagues. For me, that would be the
thing that makes sense.
They already have like qualifiers for Dance Your Style in like 50 countries. Yeah. It's like, if that turned into like a league of like, you could do multiple, like imagine all of those people could enter every one. Yeah. And like, you could gain points, and then the world finals with like and it's like, it's up to you to fly where you want. Like, Red Bull have the infrastructure to do that, and it wouldn't cost them much more than what they're. Yeah. You know, because you just say to people, the qualifiers are now open. You can come in from any country, and you could do multiple throughout the year. Yeah. There's 50 of them.
Well, it was like even the run up to the Olympics, like, you know,
same thing.
That's kind of, it was like essentially not like it was the same, but it was like, who's going to make it, you know, and you kind of, as you progress, people get knocked out. And like, so it was kind of that, like, I think maybe it was too long, like, you know, because it was like a 2 and like
it was a long cycle.
It was like a 2.5
and it only got interesting towards the end.
Yeah, so it's like, I think maybe that's too long.
Yeah, agreed.
But like a kind of a year, you know, or like a season.
Yeah,
vibe.
I think it could be fun.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Anything else on that?
I don't think so.
Don't think so? No, you have no more opinions.
No.
There's no more opinions in the house.
Said it all.
But yeah, I just think the league thing is the future, and I think the choreo thing, it's like choreo and breaking are like the two things that like everybody wants to see. Everybody loves people spinning on their head. Everybody loves seeing 20 people do the same thing at the same time. It's just like basic human.
It's
like,
because it's visually impressive for like people that don't understand the intricacy of like you know, a dance battle, like someone doing hip hop or popping.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Not that it's not impressive.
No, but it's like, you know, what's impressive sometimes about what we do is like the reference and the relevancy and the history and the this and the that. And it's like, if you don't understand all of that, it is just someone standing there just waving their arms about, and you're like, okay, cool. Like, I understand 30 years of hip hop history, and therefore that's why that's impressive, because you referenced that, linked it to that, put it, and the depth of knowledge and layering and. Great. If you don't understand any of that, you're just seeing someone wave their hands about, and you don't know that that's a Harlem Shake or whatever. If you see someone do a backflip, that transcends every language, every understand. Like my grandma, my mum, a fucking 3-year-old, like they all go, wow, you know? And it's like, I mean, popping is probably the third on that list of like, somebody does illusionary stuff that looks like their bones aren't there. Well, that's cool. You know, 20 people do that. Oh, that's impressive. Like, it's just kind of like basic thing. I think there's ways to tap into those things more. But it'd be interesting to see what happens with the IDL thing and the International Dance League in Holland.
TB continued.
TBC, yeah, we'll bring you updates on what happens. What else we got, Sophia, for this week?
We're having a discussion about Young Gen.
Yeah, well, is it a discussion or is it a rant? That is what we are about to find out.
So when I was small, Young Gen.
That's really stupid.
That was so good.
No, you know what? All right, here's what I will say about this, and then you guys tell me if you have any thoughts. Sophia's already laughing.
Wait, do I need context as to what you're
don't.
about to say?
It's better if you don't have context, because that means I won't get in trouble. All right, this is, and I'm not saying, I would say what it's about if it was about only one thing. We'll say it like that. Because there's been multiple things that have triggered what I'm about to say.
Oh, Lucas triggered. Trigger warning.
No. It's not that bad. It's just, this is the thing. There's been multiple times of like, we're talking UK guys, by the way. I'm sure this has happened in other countries. But of like the way that kind of older generations speak about what I would say is like the current generation. I don't really call them new gen. I would call them current, like Kane, Gary, these guys. I mean, there's a whole bunch, even like the Rare Girls, like this generation of people in the scene Omni, fucking, whoever. And again, I'm naming names, but like most people are just kind of throwing this out there as like the new gen need to do this and new gen need to do that. Now, I will say I am not against criticizing anyone.
Clearly.
That's what we do here. I'm not against criticizing anyone, International Dance League.
Which one?
Exactly, you see. But I think there's a difference between criticizing, like, okay, I think, you know, with my years of experience as an older person, me or whoever we're talking about, I think things should move in this direction. I think this is happening. I think this is happening. Mm-hmm. I do also think you cross that line at a certain point when you're like just giving them shit because of how you feel about your position in the scene. Mm-hmm. Right. And I think, like, you know, I've spoken to multiple people about this. Like when it's an old podcast that we did with Mechanical, he spoke about like because Mechanical was like one of the first generation of poppers here. There wasn't really poppers above him. Yeah. He was just the guy. And then when the new generation came in, it's a similar thing where there was like way more of them than his generation, and they really rose up quick. And like I give full credit to Mechanical for still being not only in the scene but like still reaching finals now. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. Like to still have a level and have been here since day one. Like full credit to him for that. But I think like he said that he kind of felt a bit weird of like, oh, who am I now? Like now that they've come in, like, who am I? Where do I belong? Like they're the front runners now. Am I a mentor to them? Like, do they want my mentorship? You know, it's like, it's a whole shift, which I get. And I've shifted into a different position in the scene from when I was younger. But there's a few times where it's like, people are giving the young gen shit for like, or the new gen, current gen, whatever you want to call them, for like, stuff that I'm like, this is weird and doesn't make any sense to me, of like saying they're like soft or they're doing things wrong or they don't care about like the styles or the evolution or the foundation or whatever the gripe might be. And my thing is like, especially I'm talking specifically about the UK guys, and I can make it more specific about the UK hip hop guys, but this could be about like a lot of the generations. You can criticize them about a lot of stuff. First of all, you can't call them soft. Like, I don't know who out of that generation you can call out and they wouldn't be ready for it. Good or bad. They might you might be able to beat them. You might get smoked, but I haven't seen any of them shy away from a call out, a cypher, a battle. Like, they are on it competitively. And to say that they don't care about like the dance or anything like that, it's like none of that stuff makes sense. You can there's a lot, like there's stuff that I would say that I think needs attention, but also part of it is just time and maturity. Like, you learn stuff as you get older. When you're younger, other things matter to you. But I just, in general, my rant is just fucking leave them alone. Like, leave the kids alone. They're doing good. Like, I think, you know, also the other thing is people that have had issues with them, like when you speak to them about it, like I rate Kashmir for this, right? Kashmir back in the day was like known for like going off on everyone, not only the younger gen, but just like everyone's doing stuff wrong and fuck you guys. And it's like I think like Kashmir is he doesn't get credit for his input in the current state of hip hop in this country. And I think the younger guys would agree with that. Like, there was a time when they weren't dancing with as much in hip hop as much foundation as they are now. And like, they haven't gone all the way of being like full, like Sons of Wind type of vibe. Some of them like have that vibe of like deep hip hop, but like they're still like doing their beat killing, exciting, cool shit. But now there's like a layer of like understanding of foundation and stuff underneath it. And I think a lot of people don't recognize that shift is when they started training with Kashmir. Like he used to do sessions for them, like outside, and like have them learn all this shit. And I think it really made a ripple effect. But because Kashmir approached it in the right way with them and like just came and was like, yo, like, I think you guys could work on this. Can I help?
I think it's like interesting because for me, there's something about the role that like you play in an ecosystem where it's also like, you know, even if it's like not necessarily like a negative influence, but by saying like, no, you're not doing this properly, blah, 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 you're also lighting a fire under that person's ass to be like, well, fuck you, and like I'm gonna do it how I think or whatnot.
You're pushing them away.
So like I think it's like, you know, and depending on the person, you know, you kind of have to be like aware of, you know, your attitude towards certain things, that like, you know, the way that you speak to people, the way that you address is like, maybe at some point you're going to make it that people don't want to listen to you, don't want to hear you. So you're creating maybe more distance over time. But I think it's like, you know, in the same way that you need like different kinds of contribution at a certain level, for me, even in the older generation, you need like people like Cash or like, you know,
Renegade.
Even Kev, that like always has something to say about like cussing XYZ, but at the end of the day, he's still like training people every week in his kitchen.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you still, okay, you can dish it out, but you're still kind of contributing.
Yeah, help me as much as you criticize me.
Yeah, but it's like, for me, it's like, even if there's some people that just chat shit or like to criticize or whatnot, it's like these people also serve a purpose in the ecosystem, you know? And like the people that kind of, you know, even older generation like Clara or whatnot, that's a very kind of nurturing, and, you know, she takes a lot of people under her wing and like tries to like create different opportunity. Like Clara is not someone that I feel like negatively speaks about the newer
she's
generation.
not gonna like, well,
if anything, she's like,
she might cuss you out, but like she's not gonna cuss out the scene and then
yeah, exactly. She's very, I feel like, you know, she's very kind of nurturing in that way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, but then there's people maybe in her generation that just always have something to say. But for me, it's like they both play a role because they're gonna feed different, like at the level
energies.
At the level under, there's people that need nurturing to grow, and there's people that need to be antagonized to grow. Like there's people that that's their motivation.
Sure.
You know, so I feel like kind of saying, like, it's just kind of the reality, and both of it have like not negative effects, but if you have only like super nurturing person, then yeah, maybe it's gonna be soft underneath, or like people growing up are gonna kind of be used to that. So I think it's like, I agree with you that, you know, for me, there's a thing of like, oh, just let people do what they want to do. And it's kind of letting them make their own thing. But at the same time, like, I'm sure that they face that to a certain extent, even if it's like, you know, from like, whether it's people doing the same discipline as you or other disciplines that always have something to say about what you do, how you do it, whether you belong or not, whether you have the right values. Like, but I don't know. I just like to think of it like, you know, everybody serves a purpose, like, you know, to make it like a really holistic analogy. It's like in a forest, even the dead trees serve a purpose.
Ooh, bars.
So it's like, if you remove
Jenny's calling you like dead trees.
Fucking old branch. No, but it's like, even the dead trees, like that's where kind of you need to like protect the insects, and where like some animals are gonna make a shelter. So it's not like, oh well, we only need the new baby trees. It's like, no, you kind of need the whole kind of all the generations together to like influence each other, and to kind of have space for also, you know, for the young people to have the old person renting and to be like, just let them say their piece, let them, you know, like evacuate what they need to evacuate, and like understand that, you know, maybe it's about them, it's about themselves more than it is about the new generation.
But this is
or maybe there's little pieces of wisdom that, you know, they can choose like, oh yeah, maybe there is some value in that, and just take what they want. But I just feel like kind of I mean, like I've made my point.
It is a thing about like maturing, and also it's a side effect of success that like you've got to deal with people. Like I get that. I think also it's like a personal thing for me, because it's like when I came in the scene, I had both. Like I had the older generation who were really supportive and said some stuff that like one comment after a battle, like I would still remember now, that like, fuck, that guy came and said that to me, and it made me want to keep going. And then I had the other side of like comments, like Facebook comments and real life comments and things that I was like, you specifically made it very hard for me to stick around in this scene, because you said this and you said this and you said this, and you went on a whole rant to say why I shouldn't be doing this. Like there was also because the scene was smaller. Like I was never as good as like Kane and Gary are now, but because the scene was smaller, the impact was bigger. So when I came in, it caused more of a ripple because there was like 17 people
and
total.
social media as well.
And now there's social media, But like, so I know how it feels to have those people come in, and it's like, if you're older, it's like you're supposed to. I mean, supposed to is whatever, but like, if you're older, it's like, aren't we supposed to be more mature? We're supposed to be a bit more like, we don't get affected by other people getting the popularity, or like, you know what I mean? You shouldn't have all these insecurities. Like, you should have dealt with your shit and gone therapy. So that you don't need to like just cuss other people out to make yourself feel better.
But we all know that that's not the case.
Yeah, well,
no, but
that's why it annoys me, because I'm like, this again, like you said, it's not about them, it's about you, and it's about you don't like that. And this is all right. This is my final rant.
Oh God,
I don't like.
I don't believe it.
And this is. I'm gonna even
look at you ranting as an elder.
I'm gonna rant more about this another time. I don't like older generation or like OGs or whatever you want to call them that expect the younger people to like do their research and learn who they are. It's like, no. You earn and re-earn the respect that you want, right? If I won a battle back in the day and I was a hip hop dancer back in the day, if I come in the scene now and like these guys don't know me because I haven't entered a battle in 7 years and they only know me because I fucking talk on a podcast all the time, and they're like, oh, you're the podcast guy. I can't be like, well, what do you mean? Like, you should understand that I used to battle regularly and I used to be pretty good and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, nah, like if you haven't seen me battle, you don't have to respect me as a battler. Like, if I want that respect as a battler, which I actually do, like if we're making it about me personally, I want to still be respected as a dancer as well, especially because I have a podcast. So what do? I fucking enter battles, like so that they'll see me. I go to train, I cypher, I put videos out so that I don't need to be seen as the best in the country, but I want the people that I'm talking about on the pod. If somebody says to Kane, yo, that guy from your country that's always fucking talking about dance on a microphone, does he actually dance? I want Kane to be able to go, yeah, he's around. Like to not go, he used to. Like, I don't want that. So I change it.
Like
I don't. Yeah, but you also not ranting like I am every week.
True that.
But do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's on us to earn and re-earn the respect of the younger people. Like, I don't think if I go to a battle and it's like 90% of those people are like 21, I need to walk in the room going, they better ask about me. No, like I'm going to go up and say, hi, my name is Luke. I'm a dancer. I used to do this. Nice to meet you. Like, if somebody new comes into the scene, I introduce myself because I've been here longer. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not your job to go like, oh, who's that guy in the corner? What a mysterious guy. Let me go and research him. Fuck off.
No, but
this is the energy a lot of like older people have. It's like, I've made my name. You figure out who I am.
Well, no, I think there's two different things. I think your gripe is probably more with people that have an ego trip about like wanting to have a certain level of recognition, or to be kind of, have a status that, a relevance that is just like carried through. But I think that in what you said, there is like a different kind of person that's like, oh, they should be, like younger generations or dancers should know about like kind of tradition. They should know who's who. They should know blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I've seen and kind of heard that from people that is not, they're not saying that about them. It's more like wanting.
Sure, if it's not about you, then fair.
Get the microphone and the decks out today, bro.
Straight.
The lyrics that I wrote today, I'm not on this.
Right, back in the day thing.
This, throwback high school reunion. Like, cause there's a lot of entitlement. Like people want, like, what do you want? Everlasting ratings?
Everlasting.
Bro, this is not a museum, bro.
Yeah.
This is not a museum, bro. This is
Everlasting
live
ratings.
and direct, bro. I get that you was cold then. Yeah? But if we get Mike Tyson in the ring today, he don't look like Mike Tyson in the 90s, bro.
We see that. Yeah, we see that.
Yeah, so sharpen up your thing. And maybe you could George Foreman up the thing.
But yeah, he's talking about the like old grime heads basically. But I think it still applies. It's like, if you get respect for what you did now. Like, I think there's a level of like, we can try and understand the legacy and the things that you've paved for us to do that. Sure. But like, that's the difference between understanding the legacy of the scene and understanding, like, making it about me.
Yeah.
What else we got? Sophia?
Talk about people that we need to watch.
Oh yeah, one to watch. This is a new segment we're gonna do.
Yeah.
That we've decided.
Ooh.
So our new segment is one to watch. Whether that be an event, a person, a thing, a place, whatever. Just one to watch, the up and coming, someone that you should check out in our opinions.
Okay.
So my one for this week is a dancer from France called Axelito. Have you seen him?
No.
Okay, Sophia, have you got that round queued up that we can watch?
I do.
Okay, let's check out this round. I love Pakisi in the back. Pakisi, I love you, bro.
Casey.
Is that how you say it? No.
Pakisi.
Pakisi. Pakisi, I have to say it with the French accent. I fucking love this round.
I feel like you've shown me this before.
Yeah, I definitely.
It's a older
Yeah.
round. Like, it's not recent.
This all right, so first of all, about that round, back when I first started, obviously there was less battles, and they used, I don't know if this is a thing now for younger people, but I feel like it's less. I don't know how you guys feel, you can tell me, but it's like we used to have rounds that were like, it was like your favorite song almost. Like you would go back and watch it again and again. Like even like 5 years later, you would go back, oh, let me go watch that round again. It makes me happy. But like now I feel like you see the good round, it goes on social media, and then it kind of, it's like, oh, you like the dancer, you like MT Pop or whatever, but you're not going back and, oh, remember when he did that at blah, blah, blah. Like we used to have like, I can remember him now of like when Slim Boogie and Jadawi battled at UK Champs. It's like we used to go back and watch that, Salah and Damon against the two girls at Just Taboo. Like, was it Salah and Damon or Salah and... Yeah, Salah and Damon against the two
Yeah, I
girls.
think so.
Yeah, but it's like there were like battles that were like the battle to go back and watch, or the round to go back and watch. And for me, that one is like a modern day example of it. Like anytime, that's why, you know, when you say, you were like, oh, that's an older one. I was like, yeah, but it's still fucking sick.
Yeah.
Like I could go back and watch that round anytime. Like I feel like it's just incredible. Like it's almost like a perfect round. Like he just flows through. He's like in flow state. Like everything works in that whole round. Like, yeah, I could watch it like 10 times and I'm still like, this is fucking.
Does he travel a lot internationally?
So this is the thing. He's getting more known now. I actually wanted to talk about him like a while back because I wanted to be like, I knew him before he was like, you know, the band before they popped.
You wanted to be hipster about it.
Yeah. But no, he's getting more ratings now. This is always the thing. That's the secret, is like the more people travel, the more they're going to get like a big name or get famous.
Sure. Yeah.
But the reason I think, here is my thinking about Axelito. The magic thing about him is his level changes. So like if you watch him dance, I don't know if he just goes to the gym crazy or he's just built like that, but he changes levels like as if it's just me looking left. Like he's just like the most nonchalant up and down dancer I've ever seen, or one of, like, let's say in top styles.
Yeah.
In breaking, there's a lot more of that. In top styles, like in hip hop, you don't see someone hit the floor without prepping for it. And like, especially the more you watch dance, you can see, oh, I'm about to go down to the floor. This guy is like, I kind of blink and I'm like, wait, how did he get to the floor? And then he like comes up, goes back down, up, then back down. And it's like with no level of like looking like he's shifting his weight or moving. He's just incredibly like, I don't know if strength is the word, but he's able to like move up and down through levels incredibly. And what a lot of dancers do is they are on the top and then they go to the floor and they go all the way to the floor and they go floor, 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 and then all the way back to standing completely upright. Or they go like, let's say knees and then back up. And the way I would like teach level changes, for example, is that you have all the different ones in between. You have like stood, you have like a little bend, then you have like a crouch, you have knees, you have hands and knees. Like there's all these different like ways of breaking down the journey to the floor and then back up. And what I think is dope with Axelito is like, he hits all of those levels on the way down. So he's not just dropping to the floor. He's like playing in all of these different places, and he stays in them. So he'll go crouched and stay there and play and be creative. And also his content is built around that, which is what tells me it's like a natural instinct of his to be able to level change. Because some people, the fact that they went to the floor is the emphasis. It's like, oh, look at me, I'm doing it down here now. And he's able to like create on all of those different levels and like do things that are unique because you can only do that move on that level. That's not it's not tutting on your knees. It's, you can only do that move because you're crouched. You can only do that move because you're lying flat. You can only do that move because you're in a handstand. Like, so he's able to move between all these levels and create on all those levels. Like, and I think for me, that's what makes him like super unique in especially in hip hop, because you do have some crazy athletic people. You do have some crazy like flexible people, some crazy strong people, but it's like, that's kind of the point, is look how I can hold myself. I'm super strong. His is like, I'm super strong and I'm going to use it to be an artist about that level. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, completely different style, but like another person that kind of does that would be like Alex the Cage. Or not as like differently, but
also I would say am I going to criticize Alex the Cage? Because like he's one of my favorite, but for me, Alex is very, very good on one specific level.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he's great, like he's got some stuff lying flat.
Yeah.
But he's mostly almost like, it's almost the b-boy level, which is like hands and feet crouched.
Yeah.
Like when he's in that b-boy capoeira type of stance, fucking undefeated. Like even Axelito is like, if those two, it's like you have to stay crouched and you can have only hands and feet. Like Alex is undefeated.
Yeah.
But if we're talking use every level, like listen, if anyone's going to give Axelito a run for his money, it's Alex.
Yeah.
But that's why I think Axelito excels, is that on every one of those levels, he's got loads
Is that a battle we want to see?
Oh God. Like this is, again, if we're talking storytelling, like I don't want to just see Alex the Cage versus Axelito. I want to see Alex Cage versus Axelito, and it's no standing upright allowed. Like floor work and mid levels only. 8 rounds. Yeah, like that would like blow my mind.
I feel like also, I mean, maybe it's like because I've seen Alex the Cage more than Axelito. Yeah. But I feel like what's cool about him is that like, I feel like what he does is very like unusual. Or, you know, even the positions, the like, it's very athletic, but it's kind of like maybe in a sense, like Alex the Cage's movement is like, even if he is amazing and I'm a fan, don't come for me. It's like, it's more recognizable positions.
Put it this way, I'll spin yours in a positive way. It's like, no, I know you're not saying it negative, but what I would say about Alex is like, it's satisfying. It's like the way he moves, I'm like, oh, that's what I wanted you to do, and you did it.
Because it's so like seamless.
Yes.
It's so seamless, and like it can't kind of like it flows together so nicely. But it's like maybe there's an element that like, because it's so flawless and like fluid, I feel like sometimes even if he does take risk, it doesn't look like a risk. Whereas the positions Axelito puts himself in, it looks like a risk. It looks like he's barely gonna catch himself, but he does. So it's kind of like you're almost like, ugh, like
There's one bit, I think he's got his arms crossed and he's on his knees and he like looks like he's gonna fall on the like sound.
Yeah.
And he like, it looks like he's gonna fall, but you see it almost in his face, he's holding it.
Yeah.
And then he like does something and like catches himself and carries on, and it's like, oh my God.
But it's like and this is where for me the like athleticism is, because it's like in order to do that, you need to know that you're gonna be like, that you're able to
do. I think this is Alex and Axelito. Alexito. Anyway, they both have. I was like,
check what the name.
Axelito, Alexito, Alexito, and Axelito. They both have the same thing, but they put it in different ways. In the sense that like they can take risks because they know no matter what happens, I can get out of it. And this is what a lot of people don't have, because they're like, I know 3 things on the floor. If I even slightly lean to the left, I'm collapsing. Whereas like Axelito or Alex, are like, oh, I'm just going to throw myself backwards and then we'll see what happens, because you're so strong and you understand all your pathways. And in the same way that it's like for us, let's say I can start a wave and not think about where it's going to, I don't plan my waves out. I just go wave, because I know I have enough waves and enough like waves of moving with my waves that even if I start to panic, I can kind of just like get myself out of it and then change it into something else. And they feel like that about, but they feel like that about floor work, which is like, all right, I'm going to drop to my knees. And if it feels like I'm going to land in the wrong place, I'll just figure it out.
Yeah, which
and
is like which is more unusual for like hip hop dancers. Because I feel like breaking, that's like their life. But yeah, no, I mean, he is really nice. And bro, I mean, how old is he?
I don't know, actually. I actually don't know him personally.
Because I'm just
he's
like,
just dope. I'm a fan.
The way that he be on them knees.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's also the fact that like when you watch it, it makes sense. Like the thing that you were saying about like, oh, you know, I wanted you to do this and you did it. And it's kind of like, even if he messes up something, like just the fact that it's like a story and you're like kind of like really like thrown into it and you're like, oh my God, like every movement is linked to something else. And it's like perfect.
And one thing that he does, which Deakins also does in a completely different way, but it's like they take the thing 3 steps further than you think they're going to take it. Like he does it with floor work and Deakins does it with concepts, where it's like the thing was already good. And this is my downfall, is like I'll create like four moves, like 1, 2, 3, 4 counts. And if that can make you go, ooh, I'm done. Like, I'll just move on to the next thing. All right, yeah, the 4 was good enough. And like with Deakins, it's like Deakins will do like 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm like, oh, that was sick. And then he'll go 5, 6. And I'm like, oh, that was sick. 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, he's still going on this same fucking concept. And he does that with floor. Like there's one bit where he's like, spinning round, I can't remember what it is, and it's like it's already cool, and then it takes him to the floor and then it carries on one more spin, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like he's got such a good and this is also comes from like strength in a way, because the first 4 counts weren't stressful, so he's like, all right, let me make it 8. Like some people, they do floor work and it's like, all right, just 4 counts, so that was really hard, so let's leave it there, you know. But he like does a cool thing and then adds another 4 counts onto the cool thing, which it makes you go like, oh, like, which that's what I love about him. Like this kind of like, you keep pushing it. And then with that round, it's just like.
And it's also like from the beginning to the end of the round, the level is there, because I feel like sometimes when there's like a hype round, it's like the middle is like really hype. And then there's kind of like this thing where like everyone goes crazy. So like you feel like the dance is not falling up, but no one's watching anymore. Yeah. Whereas like here, you're just like.
This one, it's almost like, you know, everyone jumps up at the end. It's like, I feel like everyone's holding on the edge of their seats. Like, when is this going to stop? Like, when is he going to kind of gas out so that we can jump up and hype him? But they're like, he's still another one. Yeah. And he just goes right, like you said, right to the end. And Pakisi in the back with his face was like, I love that guy. Yeah. He's the best. Shout out Pakisi, come on the pod, man. We're going to do a fucking 7-hour pod if he comes on.
But Axelito.
Yeah, we love you,
Want to watch.
And you're also welcome on the pod anytime, Axelito. I need to get my French up so I can do some pods in French.
Ouais, c'est ça. Pratique, man.
Same. And you two went to see some shows?
Yes. Yeah. What did you go see?
I went to watch Ballet BC from Canada a few weeks ago.
Crystal Pite.
Yeah. So they did 2. I mean, it was like a double bill. They call it double bill. So there was one performance that was choreographed by Crystal Pite and another one that was Johan Inger. Yeah. And it was, I mean, obviously it's Crystal Pite, so it was amazing. But I love like they did like the first performance of Crystal Pite and then they changed it. Like there was a little break and then they did the second one, and I just love like the difference of them. But it was so sick. And honestly, like I feel like I've seen like a few of Crystal Pite now, and I feel like every time I've been, it's just been so different from each other.
Why was it a double bill? It was the same dancers?
It was the same company, just two different shows.
Ballet BC.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the company. Right. Yeah. Sorry, I thought that was just the name of the night.
British Columbia, I think.
Yeah.
I see. I thought it was Before Christ.
Oh.
Ballet Before Christ. No, it wasn't that. Anyway, carry on. What? Having input.
And I feel like there's just something about, well, like, I didn't know Johan Inger's work, and sorry, because I'm not a contemporary dancer.
You don't?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with the work, but I think I've seen...
As our Canadian representative.
But Johan Inger is not Canadian.
Oh, okay,
He's
sorry.
from Sweden.
I know nothing about this topic. Sorry, guys.
You know when we went to see the triple bill from NDT?
Yep.
I think there was one piece by him.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like just like the Crystal Pipe one is just like this thing of like the way you like immersed into a world of like the way like the sound is used, like, you know, like she uses like those like voices type of thing, and you kind of feel like it's almost like in your head and you don't know where it's coming from. And the whole piece was like set with like playing with like shadows and lights, and they had like those like curtains that were falling in the middle, and like just kind of like playing with you know, like not really, like the dancers are there, but you don't really see them. Like there was one dancer that was dressed all in white that was kind of like representing like the main person or character, I guess. And then everyone else had like the hoodies on with like the mask. So you could like literally, and they were all dressed in black, and the stage was really dark. And there was this whole thing of like kind of giving you like this kind of like horror movie feel where like it's like, you know, everyone is like just running suddenly on stage and then just go for the light. And I just feel like there's just something about like the way you push like a really simple concept to like such a great level. I mean, obviously the dancers are crazy good, but like just like the thing of like using the lights like in this specific way. I mean, I wouldn't be able to describe it, but
somebody told me this. I won a battle in Germany. It was either Blondie or Jimmy Udat that told me this, but we were talking about it at dinner afterwards of like the difference of like amateurs or good dancers or whatever, and they were saying like a good dancer / artist does like less things really well, and like an amateur does as many things as they can think about worse, you know what I mean? And it's that like when you're good, it's like I just need one concept. I don't need 17 concepts in one thing. I just need one, but I'm just going to do it really well. And it's like it's a sign of a good artist, you know.
And like I think that this is something about as well, like, you know, when like you think about creating work and you're starting, because like I'm like now in this concept, like in this process of like, you know, you start creating something and you like start to think about how you develop it. And like you could go crazy with like the production and like the material that you use on stage. Like for example, the second performance, the passing by Johan Inger, I keep forgetting his name.
You're an Inger B.
Like they had like a thing where like they had fake snow falling on stage for like 15 minutes.
Wow.
Which is crazy, and it was so cool. And I just feel like, you know, there's like this comparison between like something really simple as just using lights and creating this, or then like having like a really like kind of like expensive production with like materials and like a set that is like really, you know, impressive. Like I'm also thinking like, you know, when you like watch like Damien Jallet, when that creates like crazy sets as well, and it's like it's so cool to see like different kind of like ways of like working with it. I don't know, it was just really cool to watch. And also shout out to Rory that was dancing with Ballet BC for the Crystal Pipe.
Rory was in it.
Oh, was he?
Because they took a few Rumbers, like students, to dance with them. And
that's amazing.
Yeah.
You were like looking like, that looks like Rory.
Because, you know, they had the masks the whole performance, and then at the end they took them off to like bow. Yeah. And I was like, I looked at Kay and I was like, this really looks like Rory. And then we had to watch the program and we saw his face. So yeah, shout out.
Cute.
Amazing. So how, like, is there one that you preferred between the two?
Crystal Pipe, come on.
I don't know.
Really?
I feel like they were so different. I feel like I love the second one was way more like storytelling-ish. Yeah, they were very different. I wouldn't say that there was one that I preferred, but I love the fact that they put such different pieces together.
Right.
Yeah.
Are we doing a how many capsules?
How many capsules?
For the whole evening. Actually, no, do each piece. How many capsules out of 5?
And then overall?
I'm going to say for the Crystal Pipe. Oh, no, actually, you know what? For both of them, I would say 4 capsules out of 5.
Okay, and therefore the whole night.
4 out of 5.
Yeah.
That's a strong capsule review.
It is.
4 out of 5.
Yeah. I feel like Crystal Pipe, because I've seen other stuff that I might have. I mean, obviously longer performances. Yeah. Like I'm basing on this, so like compared to like what I've seen, it's not my favorite. But like
I felt like that about the dinosaur one.
Yeah. Creatures of Extinction. Creatures in
I was like,
Extinction.
It's all right. And then I saw
Assembly Hall.
Yeah.
You saw it as well?
That's the one I saw. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's so good.
There are only a few things on this planet that I've seen that I like more than that.
Really?
Like, like artistic work.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
GTA 5. Avengers Endgame.
Oh, God.
Assembly Hall.
Assembly Hall, and not necessarily in that order.
It's good. I feel like you have range.
Yeah, no, but that thing was like, yeah.
That was sick.
How I enjoyed that is like, there's only a few things that I've enjoyed that much.
Fair.
But yeah,
What about you, Jenny? What did you go watch?
I went to see Stranger Things on the West End. Yeah, it was really good. I feel like, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of I haven't seen that many shows on the West End, but I do think it's always like not impressive, but you know, when you kind of go in, it's like the production value,
like the spectacle of it.
Yeah, and like the set, you know, the like stage design is really like cleverly made, you know, how things come in and out, and like yeah, it's really kind of, you know, it's a different kind of magic than like TV and film, but I feel like, you know, you kind of see the movement of it, but it's just so smart, you know.
There is something crazy about like, even like, I'm not a huge fan of plays, but like, yeah, how they're able to do all of that like on one.
Yeah.
Like, how do you represent a different room on the same stage?
yeah.
You know what I mean? Even just that is crazy, let alone
and
magic or wizardry or
or like, you know, especially that, so this is a play inspired by like a TV series, so it's like recreating some of the like kind of aesthetic, or you know, some kind of the magic of like TV, but not having access to that kind of like technology or the effects you can have on television. So how do you translate it to like respect the medium of theater but not lose the qualities of it? So I think that was really good.
Was it just theater or musical?
I mean,
Stranger Things.
No, I would say it's a play. Like there is a little bit of music in it, but it's really not like let's break out into song. It's more like there's kind of a little bit that has like a part that there's a singer that's part of the story, and she does like a little bit of a song.
Right.
But it's kind of part of the story more than like an actual musical. But no, it was really good. It's like the prequel to the series.
Okay.
So it's kind of like you have part of that. You have like the police officer Hopper when he's young.
Okay.
And like Joyce when she's young. Yeah.
She's shaking her head.
But yeah, so it's kind of like the origin story.
Yeah.
I do feel like it could have been shorter. It was like,
I feel like all plays could have been shorter.
No, there's some plays that I've seen. There's some plays that I've seen that I was like,
I mean, like the 3.5 hour one you took me to.
Oh, Angels in America.
Yeah. And at the end they were like, well, that was part one. And I was like, what?
No, but I've seen some plays that were long that I was like super into it the whole time. Yeah. But this was, it was 2 hours and 45 minutes with an interval of
that is pretty long.
20 minutes.
So you're there almost 4 hours. 3 hours.
Yeah. But it was just like, I felt like a lot of it, like both parts could have been more condensed and shorter. Like there were quite a few scenes that I was like, I don't know how this is like advancing the story. Yeah. But yeah, and you know, also in the fashion of like the style of it, you know, also being like a bit Broadway West End is like kind of over the top, a bit over the top. And like I think the fact that it's also retro makes it be like, you know, there was moments that it was like, I don't think I said that blackout. You know, it was a bit like
drama
moment, you know, that is like, and this is the moment and this is staged, which is like, I feel like it is the artistic direction of it. Yeah. You know, I think it was deliberate, but I just, for me, it felt a little bit like 3 hours of that was like, oh, that's a lot of energy. But yeah, I mean, it was cool. Yeah, it was cool to see. I think it's the first time I've seen something that was like from TV kind of adapted to theater.
You didn't see the Harry Potter one?
No, I should.
Yeah.
Apparently it's really good.
I've heard good things. I would go. Should we go? Group outing?
It's so expensive.
It's expensive, but also it's a two-part show. Like it's a full day. Like you have one performance in the afternoon that's like 2-3 hours, and then you have the other performance at 6 p.m. that's 2-3 hours.
Is it worth it?
Let me work
I mean,
it.
I would go because I love Harry Potter, but
Yeah, I was sick last week, so I marathoned it.
Have you played Hogwarts Legacy?
yeah.
She just started.
Yeah, just started.
You liked it, eh? You liked it?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so yeah, I enjoyed it, but it's not my favorite play.
How many capsules?
I think I would give it like a 3.
That's respectable.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
average.
That's something
like-
they could put on their program.
Yeah, like it was good, but it was good. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't like, oh my God. Like I loved Cabaret.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like I liked it.
Imagine they put that on their program, 3 capsules, and then the quote is like, I liked it, but it wasn't my favorite. The capsule.
Yeah. It's like, this was okay, but I loved Cabaret.
on their That's funny.
Oh, but upcoming
Yeah.
shows.
Let's go. What are we going to next?
We're going to see Far From the Norm next week.
Oh, yeah, we are. I think they just messaged me, which makes me feel really important.
So Far From the Norm is at Sadler's East. I also want to go see, there's,
Yes, Until We Sleep. Let's go.
Yeah.
yeah,
Hold on, I'm going to send them a message now.
can't wait until we're done. I have to
No,
pee.
we can't wait until
I
we're
have
done.
to
We're
pee
going to
and
talk about
I'm
it right
holding
now
it.
while we're recording. We're going to go see Far From the Norm next week at Sadler's East, 24th to 28th of June, Until We Sleep.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be dope.
I also want to go see, there's this show at Regent's Park. It's like three ballets
Yeah.
or something like that. And Julia is choreographing.
Paris is in it.
Yeah, Jonadette, Jevon. So yeah, I want to go see that. I'm curious.
Yep. When is it?
It might be on this week.
I think it's on the 22nd, I want to say. I mean, one of the days might be.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in June. So there's only 2 weeks left to June.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm away the week after, so we got to do it all this week.
Come on, chop chop.
Chop chop what?
I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just those 2?
Yeah.
Upcoming?
Probably other things,
Anything
but
else?
I can't think now.
Jams and Gems is coming up on non-theatre related news. We will be there. Jams and Gems is the Ruggeds Festival. Do you need the toilet?
Yep.
I can tell. The Ruggeds Festival and World Broken Classic is on the Sunday. They've got a bunch of music performances on the Saturday. It's going to be freaking dope. Crew edition for the first time. And what else is coming up? There's a few other things, but that's all for this month, I think.
Yeah, but we're doing another episode next week, so
Yeah, we are.
yeah.
Needs to go.
Yeah.
To be-
she's like,
yeah, we're doing it. That's all. Thanks, guys. See you later.
No.
All right, let's wrap. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Catch you next week. Leave comments. Let us know what you think. Also, we're going to start introducing, ask, what would you say we were going to call it? Consult the Capsule.
Consult the
Capsule. So if you have any problems, issues, thoughts, things drama, yeah. So
Dilemmas.
yeah, you can record a video, write a message, or record a voice note and send us your dilemmas. They can be industry related. They can be just general. I like this girl in my dance class. I don't know how to ask her out, and we can give you advice. Whatever it is you want to ask us for advice on. So yeah, we'll leave a link in the description, and you can upload your questions and thoughts. All right, look, guys, if you're watching the video, she's so about to pee herself. So actually, I have another rant. No, I'm joking. All right, peace, guys. Have a good one. Bye.
Miss you. Love you.